Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Sam Kerenan of Brighton Boys Swim and Dive. How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well. What a performance at the state finals yesterday. I know there's been a lot of state finals stuff and district stuff to talk about as winter sports wind down the next few weeks, but you guys put on a pretty good show, and we'll get to a certain someone in a minute. But overall, how did you think the day went?
Yeah, I thought the day yesterday was really good. Individually for me, I did pretty well. We had the first relay, which was the 200 medley relay, and so that goes a 50 back, 50 breast, 50 fly, 50 free. I did butterfly, and we got second in that event to Pioneer, and we also broke the school record by over 1.5 seconds, which is pretty cool to do. I don't think that record is going to go anywhere for a long time. And then I did the 200 freestyle thanks, and I beat my time from the day before by about a half second, and then I beat the school record by 2.5 seconds,
Wow.
which was pretty cool to do. And then I got sixth in that event, and then the next event I did was the 500 freestyle, which was 20 laps, and I got a best time by I think 5 seconds, and then I beat the school record by 10. Um, 10 seconds, and then we had the 200 freestyle relay, which is 450s. I led that off, and we got 15th in that one. And that was individually from me, and then the other guys, a couple other guys, they did really well. Luke Newcomb, he actually won the 100 breast state title. That was the first time that anybody in Brighton men's history has done that. And
Yeah.
then he got eighth place in the 200 IM, and then another one of my buddies, John McHugh, he got I think fifth in the 200 IM and then third in the 100 back. And he broke the school record by about half a second in the 100 backstroke. And then they had a 400 freestyle relay and they got fifth in that. And then as a team, we ended up finishing third place, 1 point over Novi. Um, and that was the first state title, like trophy that the men's program has ever gotten, which was really cool to do and such a great way to end my high school swimming career.
So basically, ending, being a part of, this program has always been solid over the years, but it's been taken to a whole nother level this year. I mean,
Yeah,
you guys have had probably the best swim season, at least on the boys' side, that Brighton has ever had. What's it like to be part of that?
I think it's extraordinarily cool. Going into our conference meet, my coach said, "I want every single one of those records reset." Because 3 years prior, in 2019 or 2020, I think, they reset every single record on the board. And at our conference meet, we reset a couple records, but we didn't really do like everything that we wanted to do. And we didn't end up winning. We got third at the conference meet, and it was at Brighton, which was kind of stunk to lose at our home. But then we went to the state meet and we beat both Northville and Novi, and just to be able to improve so much in 2 weeks, but then also like resetting that whole entire record board, not the whole one, but we reset about 75% of the record board. And then being part of like such a historical thing in our Brighton history, it's really cool to do. And I'm really proud to be part of the program.
Yeah. Talking about just going there and winning, how let's talk about Luke for a second. I know,
Yeah.
winning a state title. Did you ever think that, you mentioned to me it's like it's never happened before and now it has. I know it's happened plenty of times on the girls' side,
Yeah.
but not on the boys' side yet, but now it has.
Yeah.
What does that kind of mean?
Um, I guess it kind of sets us as a new program. Like having an individual state champion kind of brings us out into the spotlight, and it kind of shows the other teams that we're a competitive team and we're here to race just like everybody else.
Yeah. So you're a senior. What
Yeah.
wrap up your time at Brighton? What have these past 4 years meant to you?
Yeah, so I actually went to Heartland my first 2 years, and then I switched and went to Brighton. And I never swam for the Heartland program, and then I started swimming for the Brighton program my junior year and senior year. and last year my state meet didn't really go well. I was in the hospital on an IV 2 days before because I got sick. And then John actually uh, was in the hospital 2 days before the meet too. So everything kind of fell apart. Um, and so that year, I think last year could have been just as good as this year. And being able to kind of have a redemption year where everything kind of falls into place, like all the hard work from the past 2 years have kind of gone into place, and just seeing all my teammates as well get better as well as myself. I think that's uh, super cool to do. And just wrapping up the past 2 years, I think ending in third place, having an individual state qualifier or champion, and like all the accomplishments we made is such a cool way to wrap up my career, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you don't know if your career is actually going to be continuing.
Yeah, I guess my high school swimming career.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. I know that regardless if your swimming career is going to continue or not, you already know where you're heading next year. You're actually going to be heading to West Point. Possibly, and obviously, we talked about this earlier, but why?
Yeah, so I just want to be able to serve my country. I want to be able to kind of learn all the hard work that goes into fighting for all of our freedoms. I know every single day I kind of take advantage, or I kind of don't really look into the hard work that goes into all the freedoms I have. So if I'm able to kind of continue to protect those freedoms for everybody else, as well as myself, and kind of just realize how much work goes into defending those freedoms, I think that'd just be an incredible way to live. Um, and they're also one of the best educational institutes in the country. So being able to just get an amazing degree from an amazing institute, as well as learning how to be a leader and just better myself, better my character. I think at the end of the 4 years, I'll be able to come out a better version of myself, which is ultimately is the goal.
Absolutely. So let's talk about what this program has meant to you to be a part of. I know, you've only been there 2 years, but they were probably some of the best times you've ever had. And you probably have made lifelong friends that you'll never go away from.
Yeah. Yeah. Apart from the swimming, like every single day was so fun. I think there was a lot of times that we had conflicts just because we spent way too much time with each other. Uh, but like everything was amazing. We had morning practices 3 days a week. So I was waking up at 4:45, and we were practicing at 5:30 a.m. before everybody was even in the school. Nobody wanted to be there. But after those practices, every single person had a sense of accomplishment. Um, and just like being in the pool with everybody and going through hard sets with each other, it kind of just creates a bond that you're not really going to have anywhere else. Like when you and your friends are kind of pushing each other to the max, I don't think you can really find that anywhere else. And besides the training, just creating like amazing friends and spending so much time with each other, I don't think those are connections I'm ever going to lose. Um, yeah. So
For sure. Um, and of course, what has just meant to, kind of, coming off a solid season. And by the way, Luke's only a junior.
yeah, yeah.
He can do it again.
Yeah, I think he will do it again. Actually, going into this season, some of my friends, like some non-swimmer friends, they were asking me like, how do you think this season is going to go? And from the first practice, I was like, I think Luke is going to win the 100 breast. Like I could just project that because last year he got second at state as a sophomore, and then the week later at club states he actually won the 100 breast, and he beat the guy that beat him. And this year he won the 100 breast every single time. He didn't lose. And then just when we were tapering, or that's like our meet preparation, he was looking extremely sharp in the water. And uh, like when we were on deck at States, he kind of just had a little bit of confidence that said, I'm gonna win. And we all kind of had that confidence too. We knew he was gonna win and just make it happen.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, let's get to know you a little bit, Sam. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. What's your go-to place for food?
Have you ever been to Mancino's in Brighton?
Yes, several
Yeah,
times.
that's my
Toronto.
go-to
Of course
place.
I have.
Yeah, we go there a lot of times before meets, so I'll get the what is it? The Hawaiian grinder,
Nice.
which is like buffalo chicken and pineapple and cheese all on like a flatbread. I always get that, and that's my favorite thing to eat.
Absolutely. Um, and then let's see. Favorite movie.
Favorite movie? I'd probably say 42, the baseball movie about Jackie Robinson. I used to play baseball. It's one of my favorite sports, so I think watching a movie about how he kind of developed the sport is pretty cool.
Um, let's see. Biggest pet peeve.
Pet peeve. Probably people not using proper punctuation when they text. So yeah, I don't like when people don't use like periods or capitalize their sentences.
Jeez.
So
Um, okay, what are you watching more? Streaming shows or YouTube?
probably YouTube. I haven't really watched much TV. I kind of just like watching I like watching documentaries and stuff like that. So I watch that and then I've watched a lot of outdoor people on YouTube, which is pretty cool. Or I like to do.
Yeah, this interview will also be on YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I'll probably watch it.
Good stuff. And finally, what is something people do not know about you?
Uh do not. I guess I was born with 12 toes and 12 fingers.
Are you
So I
serious?
guess yeah, I'm 100% serious.
Wow, that's crazy. How'd that happen?
I have no clue. My parents kind of looked at like our genetics, our genetic tree, and nobody in our family history that they've known has had that. So I don't know, it just randomly happened.
Interesting. That
Yeah.
is, I didn't know that it actually could be possible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, Sam, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. Congrats on a great swim career, and the best of luck serving our country at West Point.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.